If you turn this video at one point off, then please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn political science. Today, the dilemma of modern man. And after we've done that, we're going to do martial arts basics training. And if you participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's already on this. It's just a big double page out of some dictionary. It's written in the 70s and it is a British book. And I haven't read the text further as we did in the first part. So we already did the first half here. And now we're just going to read on and I try to understand just what is written. In the West, new professions and skills proliferate with the growth in size and complexity of modern industry. The corporate guilds and family concerns of the past have been supplanted by private and state firms, business and trade associations, and bodies representing producers and consumers. So what they're saying is, in the past it were families or corporate guilds or something doing things, and now it are private and state firms, business and trade associations. The corporate guilds and family concerns of the past have been supplanted by private and state firms. What do they mean? What do people do? Okay, I don't really understand the part. I read that one sentence in the last sentence. I wanted to try it now again in the last part, but I don't really understand it. Maybe you will. The Department of Labor in the United States of America has defined more than 20,000 occupations. Some of these demand abilities and knowledge that can take up to 10 years to acquire. Others require less education, and it is in these that movement from job to job is most frequent. These occupations employ the casual laborers and foreign workers who are important to the economies of Germany and the United States of America. So we're saying here, there are 20,000 different types of occupations. Some of them, there is necessary to study for 10 years to them, or to work in them for 10 years before being able to do them. Others are faster, and these are then the ones in which people are more frequently changing the occupation, and also there are the more casual workers and the foreign workers. For example, in Germany, out of Turkey and the United States of America, also they are working. The people of post-industrial society are less tied to the natural rhythms of the season and the relentless rhythms of machines than their predecessors, but this does not tie them more closely to each other. So we're saying they don't working in agriculture and planting when the seasons are in the middle regions of the world. They are working all the year over, not by seasons. The reason for this is increased mobility. People can holiday in Spain, go driving on the weekend, commute to town and do business by intercity rail. They also move house when work or more money become available elsewhere. So relationships are made only in passing and there is little sense of community. So what I'm saying here, the people have a smaller sense of community, and because they don't live on a farm next to another farm or in a small village, they are changing. If there's an occupation in another town, they are changing the town. And also, they're making holidays far abroad. So basically, they don't live so close with their neighbors together as previous in the past, that is said here in this part. The web of kinship found in London's East End and northern cottage towns is broken. Families are isolated from relatives as they move to estates or are upended in tower blocks. I don't really understand it, but it is something about that people just move to the city, and also families are not living in one big house, but somehow it's something like that. I don't know all the words. The more people move, the more the region lose their distinctive flavor, speech and attitudes. Mass media, particularly radio and television, it's from the 70s, the book here, create a worldwide culture which cuts across classes and frontiers. So they are saying here that the people don't live basically the whole life in one village, and also the children and children's, but they're moving into another town, and now the dialect language in one town isn't that more very distinctive. And also the people consume radio and television from the big cities of the country or from completely other countries, and so there is a worldwide culture, not just a city or country-wide culture. For this reason, Western society especially has become what the Canadian social scientist Marshall McLuhan defines as a global village. Men of various religious, racial and social backgrounds share a body of knowledge that helps them to communicate with each other and to reach common standards of behavior. So there's someone saying, Marshall McLuhan, that all the humans consume, or at least in the Western world, some part of shared social background through the media. And through that they can communicate, and they're having a standard of behavior also. So it's something like that you heard the text. The mass media have raised the hopes of millions in developing countries. They instill a readiness to change and broadcast information on crucial issues such as health and agriculture. I think the first part is that people all around get the same television as the people in other countries, and there's also a general form of talking about things. Basically, if there's some information about health and agriculture or something, then we're reaching the whole world, basically. I think that is what I want to say. General literacy has been virtually achieved in the advanced industrial countries, but remains a substantial problem throughout the third world. Of the globe's total population, estimated in the mid-1976 as 4 billion, so the book is a bit outdated, more than 1 billion aged 15 or over are illiterate. I think illiterate means that they are the opposite of literate, so they can't read. I don't know all of that. Africa at 81.5% is the continent with the highest proportion of illiteracy. In 1960, it was reckoned that 97.8% of adults in Mali were unable to read. Okay, they're saying that not all people in the world can read, and that there are places in the world where it is more likely that the people cannot read. And as an extreme example, from the 1960s, do they say here Mali, that lies in the northern part of Africa, there's the Mediterranean Sea, and then there are the countries where with Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and then Libya and Egypt. No, it's south of Algeria and Morocco, so it's south. A search for identity. Many features of Western cultures are spreading through the emerging nations. Christian missionaries who entered the former colonies in the wake of European expansion are a significant force for modernization. A Christian mission in Africa often resembles a township of its own, with schools, hospitals, printing works, and small-scale industries. Through newspapers, television and radio, modern ideas infiltrate into traditional backwaters, speeding up progress and changing fashions. Indeed, fashions revolve so rapidly that the old is the new and the new is the old. People choose whichever style takes their fancy. Okay, they're saying that also other cultures mix with other one because, for example, Christian missionaries going to other places and living there, and they are also building the schools, hospitals, and they're bringing the newspapers and things with them. And it's starting with that way also. And also is the fashion all over the world. And the fashion is changing so fast, not over centuries, but over days, months, weeks, or minutes, whatever, that it has already made a circle around. And some people choose to will what they want, if they have the money to have it. Dress no longer easily reveals differences of income, but certain styles are clearly a declaration of personal whim or loyalty to a group. This reveals two characteristics of modern society: the reach for personal identity and the attempt to submerge identity behind group badges. Okay, the way people clothe is no longer fixed to a class or something, but there are also people who try to have certain styles to become part of a certain group. People try to have a personal identity also expressed through the clothes they wear, and they also try to become part of a group which wears these clothes. If local character and community are eroded, some people will seek to express a personal identity, while others seek the shelter of an intimate group. They will dress like students, pop fans, or devotees of progressive jazz. Some people try to become part of of an identity, not of a class or something like maybe in the past, but of jazz fans, pop fans, or as students. But these exclusive groups provide no central link of community or of local character and style, as the churches and other voluntary organizations once did. The only all-pervasive influence reaching into practically every aspect of men's or men and women's lives is the grid of officialdom and bureaucracy. Okay, the people are not part of a fixed church or other part of organization so much. These pop fans group or jazz fans group or student or devotees, whatever they are not official groups. And the only really in all aspects of life which basically everyone experiences is bureaucracy and officialdom. It enables standardization and efficiency to be used to their best advantage. But according to some social scientists, it has also advanced society in unforeseen and unwanted ways. The growth of bureaucracy, I don't know how I should hold this book. It is argued has contributed to the disenchantment of the world. I don't know what disenchantment means. As a result, the world has become less spontaneous and more bound by rules and set procedures. Bureaucracy's demands have created the organization, men and women, conformist and well-trained but lacking in the old values of togetherness. The feeling of belonging to a group and deprived of his or her personality and humanity. People, it is argued, are treated as means to an end rather than as ends in themselves. They are administered in common by impersonal rules and the neutral activity of a bureaucrat. It is hard to explain what was said there. I understand it, but it's hard to explain. It seems to be something very fine-hit. And if I'm a little bit off, I'm explaining something else. What is said in here? They're saying that bureaucracy is in many aspects of life. That's the first thing what they're saying. And that many things are ruled by it, and people are completely basically organized. Their vehicle they drive, how they live, how the house is built, and everything basically is organized. But they don't have a feeling of togetherness. They are just organized. They are part of a system, not part of a community. Basically, that is it. The same effects can be seen in schools, which are often organized on such a large scale that supreme loyalty is not easily achieved. The buildings themselves may not allow the whole school to come together as a body. Complex timetables require pupils to move about, first with this group and then with that, but pupils are expected to find their identity and express themselves. They are offered choice and free expression without the stable structures and loyalties which make identity possible in the first place. The result may be the disconnection and rootlessness that some sociologists call anomie. I don't know what anomie is, but I know that sociologists call it. And what I said here is that can be seen, for example, in schools, and there is not a feeling of togetherness oftentimes. They are with one group of students together and then with other people. And they are expected, as said literally in these words, so I'm able to quote, expected to find their identity and express themselves, but they are not offered choice. But they are offered choice and free expression, but they don't have the stable structures and loyalties which make identity possible in the first place. No, we don't have time left. That was the political science part. We still have almost a page left. We're going to continue the next part of reading it. If you were here for political science, you can go directly to the next part of political science. If you stay here and participate in, I don't know what it is, some type of fitness, then you can, what is it? We just have a minute left, so I don't know what it is. It would be good if we would know what it is, what we're doing. Martial arts basics training. We don't have time if we need more than a minute to warm up. We just have a minute left. Let's just play it back up. It's stretching. And we're over. And on the side, torso pointing in front, stretching the inner side of the leg. And on the other side. And go from side to side. And we can do some easy leg raising exercises for legs on the side. And on the other side. Now let's end. Legs to the side, breathing down. And breathe out. One more on. Out. Beginning. And down. Now that was basically not happening, not existing. Martial arts basic training. Nevertheless, I thank you very much and until next time.